Hey guys, it's RMP again, and we're here to talk to you about creepypastas, or whatever you would call it. So yeah, here I am. I'm Ninja, and Bro. See what I did there? You see right?
I'm here, Robot. My name's Robot, and today we will be reading you two stories,
Two very, very probably ununique stories.
but you never know.
You never know.
So we'll be starting with the unreleased Mario game. The title alone is just great.
And hopefully one day we'll end with the unreleased RMP episode. Sigh, because it happened. But anyways, the unreleased Mario game. I was walking from school one day, and then I saw it. There was an old man, perhaps in his late 60s, selling some junk in front of his house.
It's just called the old man in it. It's just
What?
nothing.
It must be a garage sale, I thought, seeing the "everything must go" sign. I walked over to the house, looking for anything that caught my interest. Then I saw it, a Mario game for the 3DS. Whatever, I'm not even comment on that. Maybe a 60-year-old old man does have those. I know I will. Sir, how much is this? I asked politely. The free. Take it. I felt rather
I
guilty.
gotta ask, is this free like intentional or like?
I don't know. It's very odd. He put like S and then free, like space though. So it looks like a
Yeah.
typo. But I like it. So free. So free. Okay. So anyways, I felt rather guilty just snatching it away. So I left 1 cent on the table. Oh yeah, that really helps you feel less guilty.
Yeah, you left a penny.
Okay, anyways, I began to run home and finally made it back. I ran straight to my room and put the Mario game down. The title read Mario instead
Mario.
of Mario.
How did he not notice this when he was buying it?
Excitement clouds his mind. But anyway, being that the A was written over to look like a U, it was in a bloody crimson color. Of course it
Of
was.
course.
I opened it to get the game card and put it in the slot of my new 3DS XL. It's not like he bought a new 3DS. He's talking about the new 3DS XL.
Yeah,
Good
dude.
job, Nintendo. The familiar Mario tune began to start up. Suddenly there was a flash of red, and the game began to load, without me pressing anything at all.
Games tend to do that
Yeah.
sometimes.
It began with Mario sitting on a bench. He looked down onto the floor, looking rather depressed, which was odd for a kid's game. Right, guys? I shrugged it off, and the tune continued to play, but began to get slower and slower. Mario finally spoke. Luigi! I was able to control the plumber now. I made him walk forward, stomping on a few Goombas and other enemies until I reached the pipe. Without my control, Mario jumped down. Velvet began to drip from the pipe and from the room itself.
Must have been a cutscene. Just
Luigi!
saying.
Mario repeated this. Reminds me of Luigi's Mansion when Luigi said the same thing. Only there was less blood. But regardless. Suddenly Luigi began to form. He looked over at Mario, holding a knife. He pointed the weapon at his brother, smiling. Mario! Mario looked over at him, silent. Luigi spoke again. I, I, I am going to cut this sandwich! Uh-huh. Suddenly the screen flashed from red and black over and over. There was an image of a sandwich being sliced into pieces. Well, this just went somewhere else. Mario stared at it soullessly and walked away, flying out of the pipe. My new 3DS XL turned itself off. Probably defective, right, guys? Yeah. So I left my room, setting the machinery onto my night table. That's kind of funny to call it machinery. I mean, I know, it
Yeah.
qualifies, but it's an odd
Why
way to
call it
see.
a handheld?
Yeah.
Why just call it the new 3DS again?
Or DS. Just call it DS for short. You know what I'm saying? Come on, guys. But anyways, I took a stroll outside. Everywhere I looked, a silhouette of Mario began to fade in and out. I ran back to my house, about to break into tears. Mario's just a kid's game. There has to be a reason for these hallucinations. Once I had made it back home, the world around me began to turn into a void, sucking out all life apart from one thing. So what, he hit puberty all of a sudden? Get it?
What is
Zing!
Zinga?
So anyway, the new 3DS XL. I picked it up. The screen flickered on for me. The game Mario did the same. Luigi and Mario were staring at each other. Suddenly the sandwich from before appeared. As soon as the sandwich went on screen, all music stopped. The sandwich strangely had lines of dialogue. Please, Luigi. The sandwich took form of other characters owned by Nintendo. Link, Red, the Mii's, even the villagers from Animal Crossing. Who's Red?
Mm.
Oh, Red from Animal Crossing, isn't it?
Reed?
Red? Isn't Red a character in Animal Crossing?
Yeah, he is. He's
Yeah.
that fox,
Although
I
kind of
think.
just weird to shove him in and then, Animal Crossing
Yeah.
later. As well as Kirby. 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 The sandwich began to luster. A knife formed in Luigi's palms.
Were they sweaty?
Palms were sweaty, and he stabbed the sandwich. Nintendo is our company. Soon it'll be mine. Isn't that right, Mario? He turned around, a wicked smile on his face. Mario leaped into the air and squashed Luigi into oblivion. A heavily accented Italian male voice, close enough, right, guys? Which was very deep, began to emit volume from my new 3DS XL. This is our company. No, my company, Luigi. Don't you see? Luigi's sprite hadn't faded away. No, it was a rotting corpse that began to rot very quickly. Then Mario snickered. Thank you for playing my game. All made by Mario. The screen faded away and I began to as well. Where am I? I
Wait,
love.
he faded away? Like, he just, like,
Well, you
vanished?
know what to say. It's better to burn out than to fade away.
Well, he faded
See
away.
what I did there? If you do, write it in the comments. But I looked around at the scenery. Whatever had happened, I couldn't remember it. Apart from one thing, I was in the Mushroom Kingdom and I had to bring offering to King Mario. Said he wouldn't banish or murder me. Nice. So he joined a cult after hitting puberty on his way home. The words still stung in my mind, buzzing over and over, repeating themselves, wanting to be heard. Don't play Mario.
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 So, this was obviously a troll pasta? I mean, come on, dude. Sandwiches.
Yeah, super generic, but the sandwiches were a nice touch. So you know what? I give it a 6
Well,
out of
me, no,
10.
no. See, this is special though because unlike most things that like we read from
This
the
was
Troll Pasta
intentional.
Wiki, this was intentional, kind of like Rush and Crash Bandicoot. So on the grounds of an actual Troll Pasta, like, was it funny?
No.
Then there you go. That's the problem. This is a bad Troll Pasta. So I'd give it a let's see, I'd give it a 5 out of 10.
It's funny when author stories end up on troll pasta and they get really mad about it.
It's decently written.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give it that. The
Do you know
grammar
what I
is
mean?
good.
Like,
Yeah, I know what
yeah.
you're saying, but this isn't one of those cases.
Yeah,
So
I
why
know.
even bring it
I
up?
bring it up because our last episode featured that.
So, anyways, now we'll be going to the next story, Monday's Child. Okay, Monday's Child by Christina Turner, if that's how you pronounce the name.
Durner. Durner.
Turner. The
But wait, wait,
screams.
wait. Here's a little side note you guys need to know. The estimated reading time for this post is 8 minutes 18 seconds.
Okay. The screams were like wind chimes stuck in a storm. At first, Stella had thought it was the gale force winds of the blizzard until she heard the weeping coming from her front lawn. By its sound, she could tell that it was not an infant, nor was it an adolescent, but the wailing of a child that was about 8 years old.
Oh my. Oh, dude, you gotta stop stuttering. You're. Oh.
True. She
Oh.
lay in bed listening to it, afraid to go to the window to see what was causing such anguish for the girl. Finally, she looked down. The lawn was empty, but for a few Christmas decorations that were steadily disappearing beneath the falling snow, there was a trail of footprints, kid size. On the walkway way leading up to her front porch, the howling continued, but now it was accompanied by the sound of frantic pounding on her front door. Della saw no. That's kind of a weird name, but anyways, Della saw no immediate danger. She was not the type of person to place herself in harm's way to help a stranger, child, or adult. No one ever bothered to help her when she needed it. Why should she put herself out for anyone
Did
else?
she also hit puberty on her way here?
Zing.
Zing.
Overused joke. But she wasn't so cold hearted as to leave a weeping
Huh?
babe, baby. Well, they spelled it
Yeah,
like
yeah.
babe, so
What
yeah.
is babe?
Frightened and alone on her
I
front
just I just
porch.
take babe a different way now because society caused that.
The 80s boy. During a blizzard, she'd been hoping that one of her neighbors might have interceded, and she could just go back to bed. But the cul-de-sac was almost abandoned for the holiday. Everyone else seemed to be visiting with families and friends. Two things that Della lacked these days. Am I right?
Zing.
It appeared to be just her and Sammy, her drunk of a neighbor who lived across the
I
street.
had that same scenario before.
Left in Hazelwood Valley, inside jokes were funny. Community during the festive season. Neither of them was particularly attractive, so it should be were, but that's just nitpicking. Della being in her late 40s and possessing both a spare tire and a thin mustache that she didn't bother to pluck anymore. Sammy had been a drunk for most of his life, and his appearance revealed it plainly, sporting a beer gut and a perpetually red face. He still found his way into Della's bed on the
Whoa.
occasions that she was feeling
Whoa.
particularly lonely.
Dude, I
What
assume she
happened?
was like a teenager, but she's like in her 40s,
Oh, what happened?
and that happened. He just went there.
She wished that she had invited him over earlier that night for a little Christmas Eve celebration. He wasn't all that great in the
Oh
sack,
god.
or was he much
Oh
of a
man.
well, let's just went somewhere. Okay. Converse. Conv.
Seriously, bro. Seriously, it's
Conv.
conversationalist.
Look,
Oh man.
look, man.
No.
I'm retarded. Okay.
All right. Anyway, I just want to say that the story is well written so far. It's taken turns I didn't expect, so I'm really excited to see where this goes. Can you hear the excitement in my voice, guys?
No,
Exactly.
especially after a few boiler makers. What are those?
Just keep going.
Okay, he was a quiet man when he was sober, and drinking seemed to quiet him to the point of silence and often slumber. But she would feel more at ease having someone else answer the door. Just as well, Della thought to herself. If he could manage to sleep through all that screaming, then what help would he be here and now? She would just have to take care of the kid on her own. As she opened the door, Della was assaulted by a burst of frigid air. The biting ice and snow slashed across her face. Oh yeah, I should mention the story was uploaded on Christmas Day, so
Yay.
I think that's why it has the winter theme. But anyways, a sensation so intensely raw that it burned on impact. Blinded momentarily, she half expected to be plowed over by the child if the sound of her crying was anything to go by, but nothing happened. Della's vision was blurred, her eyes running as a result of the harsh breezes that assaulted her. Breezes, okay? Wouldn't it be breeze?
Duh.
She wiped at them fiercely and
And
finally
yes.
managed to regain her sight. What she saw before her gave her goosebumps, more fervent than any Arctic blast ever
I kind
could.
of feel like this person was just googling words and throwing them in.
Oh, he's using that. He's using that Google Docs synonym tool, dude. Synonym. You know,
I do like cinnamon toast crunch.
fuck off,
If you
dude.
like it too, write it in the comments.
Right, robot can't read for shit in the comments. If
Oh,
you've made
so
it this far.
so I'm not sure what's worse, the story or robot's poor reading of it. Zing! See what I did there?
Roast of the century, ninja. On the porch, a small, almost gnome-like girl sat crouching against the doorway. The child wasn't dressed at all for the weather. She donned a short-sleeved white cotton dress decorated with holly leaves and
Holly.
berries.
It's Holly.
Dude, it's holy,
Fine,
dude.
whatever. Holy leaves.
Yeah, barefooted and wearing no jacket. She was shockingly sallow. Yeah,
Yeah,
sallow.
seriously, they were just taking random
Yeah, they're
words.
just using that dictionary, dude. No doubt from the cold squall-like winds that continued to assault them. Her beautiful pale face was
Oh, seriously,
accentuated by
seriously,
two
more
pools
words.
of ice blue eyes. The girls reminded Della of that nursery rhyme she used to like as a kid. One day's child is a fair of face. She recalled gazing upon the poor little darling at her doorstep. But despite her angelic beauty, the sight of the girl was enough to make Della's stomach
Sure.
churn with anxiety and terror. The little girl's pigtailed blonde hair was striped with blood. Well, that escalated quickly. Her alabaster, seriously, these words, dude, cheeks smeared with it, as was her festive clothing. Streaks of blood on her face had been modeled from. See, no one uses
Wait,
this
is this
word.
supposed to be a good story?
It's supposed to be,
Aw,
but
I wanted poor quality.
from streams of tears that continued to cascade down her weary face. The cries stopped the moment that Della had taken notice of her. Doe-eyed, she stared at the middle-aged woman, her baby blue, glassy, and slightly bloodshot from all the weeping.
See, I don't know how to feel about this.
Baby blues, class.
I
That
mean,
was a kind of weird sentence, but whatever. Della had been so shocked by the child's appearance that she lost the ability to react. Copyright. She stood staring at her, mouth wide open, hands wringing nervously. Please, wait, there's voices, dude.
please, may I come in?
The little girl asked sweetly.
I need help.
The strangled, soft voice seemed to reach Della through her state of consternation, and she was finally able to find her voice.
Of course you can come in, sweetheart.
She cooed as she lifted the small child into her arms and hauled her into the house. As she carried her into the dimly lit living room, Della kicked the door shut with a bunny slippered foot, then placed her down on the tattered old sofa.
Let me call the police so that we can help you, darling.
She suggested.
No.
The child stood and outcried, startled Della, causing her to drop the phone to the floor.
Please, ma'am. Oh wait, my bad. Is it this little girl?
Yeah,
Please, ma'am. Please let me get warm first. I'm so cold.
the
And
tone in
I
her
totally changed the voice.
yeah, the tone in her voice broke Della's heart. She could afford a few minutes to allow her to warm up. The child didn't seem too badly injured from what she could tell, and if she were honest with herself, she was happy to have the company.
Okay, well wait. Let me get you a blanket and some hot chocolate, honey. You are completely safe here with me. I want you to know that.
Della assured her.
But in a few minutes, I'll need you to tell me what happened. I'll give you some time to get this, to get your blessings. Thank you, ma'am.
The little girl replied delicately.
Please, call me Della.
She requested, smiling warmly at the girl in an effort to put her mind at ease.
And my name is Christabel.
The child said through shattering teeth.
Your teeth just shattered. Imagine. That's the way I took it. Let's pretend that's how it went. Okay, guys?
Della made quick work of wrapping Christabel in a blanket and proffering her
Uh-huh.
it's offering. They messed that one up, okay? Her an enormous serving of hot chocolate. She hadn't bothered with the marshmallows, thinking that they would only slow down the warming process for her unexpected visitor. But she did serve it to her in an oversized mug that was fashioned to look like Frosty the Snowman, trademark. Christabel held it gingerly in her tiny hands, taking dainty sips from it, while Della flicked on the switch of her gas fireplace. Glancing at her phone, she noticed that there was no service. This storm seemed to be causing a great deal of trouble tonight. She was glad, for it meant that she would have a little extra time with another human being. Was she really being that selfish, she wondered? Kind of. I mean, you know. Had she become so greedy for pleasant human interaction that she was happy for the inability to call the police to assist an injured kid? She tried not to think about it.
Notice it's to assist and injure.
Assist an injured kid.
No, it's not and, it's and.
And
This
injured kid.
guy who's using all these big words messed up here.
Look, sometimes you just gotta ad lib, okay?
What?
Let's not point out every single mistake. We'll be here all night.
That was the only mistake so far.
Look, no, actually, I pointed out a few
No,
too.
even the one you pointed out wasn't a mistake. It was just you not being able to comprehend what he was writing.
No, proffered.
Easy.
He said proffered, but he put a PR in
Yeah,
front
that's
of
why.
it.
That's actually a word.
It is.
Um, yes.
Prove it.
Although I don't know why he would. It is a word, but I don't know why he would have used that over offered, other than the fact that he's trying to be prestigious.
Yeah, this is very purple brows, as they say.
But yes, proffered is a word, or at least proffer is. Proffered is. Oh, when I'm gonna teach you an English lesson. Continue
Well,
the
now we
story.
know, and knowing is half the battle. Now, anyways, we're at the part, like, there's voices.
Oh, that's better, isn't it?
She asked Christabel,
Much better. Thank you, Miss Della.
noticing that the child seemed more comfortable around her now. She posed her question gently, hoping that it wouldn't alarm her.
Christopher, would you mind?
That's not the
Oh,
voice.
sorry, guys. Sorry. Christopher. Oh, Christopher. Oh man, I already lost the voice.
Mm,
It was like really
It
old.
was really deep. Yeah.
Christabel, would you mind I
After
looked you
notice,
over just to make sure that you weren't hurt badly?
she looked at Della appraisingly before nodding her consent. Della sat beside her on the couch, looking through Christabel's hair for any sign of head injury. There was none. She was stumped.
Don't you just love being stumped?
After searching Christabel's bare arms and legs, she was unable to find a single scratch. Are you hurt somewhere on your... Hmm? What?
Are you hurt somewhere on your back or belly?
She questioned.
Nope.
Christabel answered, as if that single word explained everything that Della needed to know.
Then where are you bleeding from?
The child stared straight ahead, taking swig after swig of her
Just end
hot
it there.
chocolate,
Just swig after
before she
swig.
answered,
It's not mine.
Were you... What?
Were you in some kind of accident? Was your mom or your daddy hurt in a car crash or something?
I think
No, I don't have any family.
Christabel said, matter of
Okay, you were
factly.
saying?
So I think I know what the twist is gonna
She
be.
was dead the whole time.
No, Christabel killed
Or
someone.
that too. Or either she was dead the whole time,
She killed the
or
guy.
she killed her
You know the
parents.
guy that was mentioned in the beginning? The guy who lives in
Isn't he in the
the
house?
lady's
Oh yeah,
house?
he's not. Oh, good point. Maybe.
He's dead. Watch, that's gonna be the plot twist. Della's patience was wearing thin. She enjoyed having someone to talk to, but not when every question that she asked was answered without actually being answered.
Then where did all that blood come from? Oh,
Oh,
here it
see,
comes,
I
guys.
predicted it.
Here it
Oh,
comes.
dang.
Oh man. Oh man.
Say it, say it,
Okay.
say it.
Tension building, tension rising. Can you guys feel it? Okay, here we go. The man across the street.
Christabel responded.
I'm pretty sure he's dead by now.
Oh, dang, see,
Oh.
I didn't even read this before. I just took the guess, dude. Della's breath hitched. Sammy wasn't that great of a companion, but she never wanted to see anything bad to happen to him.
Well, that was a
That,
slaughtered sentence.
that was slaughtered. Let me do that again.
No,
Slaughtered.
it's too late. It's over. Go on.
Knowing him, he probably got into his bottle of Christmas cheer earlier than usual and fallen down the concrete steps of his so-called wine cellar. Lol. Maybe he was only hurt.
How do you know that? Oh, here he goes, guys.
Here
You
goes, here
ready?
goes.
Because I killed him. Well, that
The
wasn't
little
the voice.
girl confessed. Della's blood ran
I have to
cold.
admit, it was a good twist.
Yeah. For the second time tonight, she found herself unable to respond to the horror that had been placed at her feet. This child couldn't know what she was saying. Maybe she was a relative of Sammy's and had stumbled upon him after he'd taken a bad fall. That had to be it. She must be in shock. Christabel continued to stare into the distance and drank her hot chocolate.
Yeah, that was a mistake. And drank her
Yeah.
hot chocolate. Oh, wait, never mind. You just read it wrong.
No, it says I said and drank.
Oh.
Like that should be what it should say.
No, that's right, too. And she stares in the distance. She continued to stare in the distance.
And drinks. It should be and drinks.
No.
Yeah.
Drank would be like, past tense. You know what? I know more grammar lessons. I mean, I understand where you're going, but I think what they wrote was correct. Because this guy totally.
This is in past tense.
No,
Christabel
she's currently.
continued.
Yeah, she's currently doing it. She drink.
Continued.
She continues staring at the distance and
She's
drink.
drinking. She's drinks and drinks.
And drink her. No, she's not. It's not. Look, I'll read it to you. Chris Spoke continues staring at the distance and drinking her hot chocolate. That'd be wrong.
No, and drinks her hot chocolate.
No, because it's not saying she's gonna stare at the distance and drinks, or she's staring at the distance and drinks, or she's drinks. You know what I mean? I mean, look, continues staring at the distance and drinks her hot chocolate. No, this is not a script. If it was a script, that would work. But no, no. I am with the author on this one.
Fine, whatever. Just read the next line.
Sorry for all the probably wrong grammar lessons today. But anyways,
Provided by Ninja.
and Robro pushing my buttons. Just kidding. Anyway, here we go. You don't mean that, Christabel? Yes, I do.
Dude, you messed those up.
Just
Man.
go.
She drained the last of her drink.
That's good stuff. Not what I'm used to drinking, but tasty all the same.
She tossed the blanket over the back of the couch and stretched before looking Della in the eye.
It was nice of you to invite me in.
She began.
It's so hard to find people who are willing to open their doors to a stranger on Christmas Eve. They're normally busy with their families.
Della pushed herself backward on the couch, confused and disconcerted by the adult quality that Christabel's voice had taken.
You know, you and Sammy were the only ones here tonight. Too bad you weren't spending the evening together. That would have made things so much easier.
She continued.
But good meals often take time and preparation. Wouldn't you agree, Della?
Della shrieked in utter panic as Christabel's top canine teeth elongated right before her eyes. Elongated.
Yeah, what?
As she struggled to get up, the child let out a ferocious snarl. She was a furry the whole time, dude. Quick
Confirmed.
as confirmed, yes.
Oh,
Quick
here's an
as
actual mistake. That's not how you spell it. Quick as lightning. He
oh yeah, quick as lightning.
lightning.
Lightning. She was on her, draining every drop of blood from her portly little body. As the last of her life bled out of her, Della was filled with different emotions: surprise, fear, but else, but above all else, a sense of gratitude that her miserable life would soon be coming to an end, and she was thankful that she didn't have to spend another Christmas alone. Most vampires fed on any human they could find, but in her eyes, Christabel performed a service. She only fed on the lonely ones who were beyond all hope. She watched them from a distance and studied their patterns. Many of them were self destructive drunks anyway, like Sammy across the lane. Others were suicidal or prayed for a release from their loneliness. From the loneliness. Like poor Della, who was lying on the floor. Poor Della, who proved that, alas, no good deed goes unpunished. Christabel, in her own way, was helping them by putting them out of their misery. And if it meant that she got a nice hot meal in the process, then all the better. Licking the last of the blood from her lips, Christabel raided the kitchen. On her way out, she stuffed all of Della's hot chocolate packets into her dress pockets. They'd make a fantastic dessert after she finished up her dinner in the next town over. Partaking in ordinary food and drink was uncommon practice, but not entirely unheard of for her kind. Surely she would be invited inside once more. They always invited her in, the lonely hearts, especially at Christmas time. Wait,
Yay!
the end.
Personally, I like the twist. I like the whole do good, be punished kind of thing twist. I like it, but at the same time, I really hate how I feel like all those words are just shoved in for the sake of it.
Yeah, plus, I don't know about you, but this goes like that sort of like, it almost reaches that borderline territory of making another terrible creepypasta killer, as if we didn't have enough of
Yeah, that's
those.
true. It's borderline there.
It's
Plus, I didn't
borderline.
like the vampire. Couldn't you just make it a murderous little girl? But that's just a personal thing.
Yeah, but I mean, we had murderless little girl, then we'd be back at, we'd be over the
Yeah,
borderline
but at least she
actually.
wouldn't be a vampire.
That's true. I actually thought she was a wolf. They didn't say she
Yeah.
was a wolf.
I mean, they mentioned the fangs. I assumed she was some kind of a beast kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or just a
Overall,
demon.
I think the rating that it got, 7.3, is fair.
Yeah.
It's where I'd rate it 7 out of 10. Probably one of the better stories we read on this channel. Wouldn't you agree?
10 out of 10 wouldn't read again. Who's with me? Comment in the section if you agree.
So this has been the end of Creepypasta Campfire. I'm Robot. I'm Robot.
I'm Della.
And
Oh, wait, sorry guys. I'm Della.
and
And I'm Ninja.
yeah, and thanks
And
for watching.
I'm Christabel.
And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And if you see Jerry Rig, tell him we're very sorry.
No,
Or don't. It's up to you.
you won't see Jerry Rig. No one knows who that is. Overall, I give this Creepypasta Campfire a 10 out of 10. What would you say, Ninja?
Bye bye, everybody.